Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MicroOnda Podcast, the show that proudly brings you top music, news, and more. Here are your hosts, Ceromundo, Johnny Quest, and M.A. the Engineer. Solo en el MicroOnda.
Yeah. Yo, what's good? Live from the most powerful city in the world. It's time to check the most powerful podcast in the world, the MicroOnda Podcast. With a little bit of time, we're going to feed your mind. We are now at episode 22, 22s. What's good? I'm your host, Ceromundo. We got Johnny Quest in the house, M.A. the Engineer, Tempo Slice, and today we got a very great special episode with Jason Cerda. How's everybody doing? What's happening, fellas?
What's good?
Yo,
what's going on?
Dímelo, manín.
Yeah. So it's been a crazy week. Where should we start at, yo? What's been going on the week? Like, ¿qué ha pasado esta semana? You got any movies to review with us?
Nah, man. I need to get on back. I need to get back on the grind, dude.
Yeah, that's the second week
you know what it is, though.
row.
And I've been prepping. You know, I'm flying out of the country on Sunday, man.
That's
so I've been
right,
prepping.
that's right.
Where you going?
Cuba.
Oh shit, for real?
Remember?
Yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah, man.
Cubano. Damn. So what's on the itinerary? What are we talking about?
What's happening in Cuba?
You know,
¿Qué hola?
rum, more rum, and more rum. What else do you need? That's it.
Shit, bro.
Cigars.
Yeah.
This last time I went, man, it was just like I was 27 last time I went. So
Oh, wow.
this time, you know, I want to go and do the touristy shit and see, you know, go to the Tropicana. That's historical, you know.
So is there anything different over there now? As far as like, do we have like hotels and shit, or like you have a?
Well, they accept
how's
our credit cards now. Like
Okay.
when I went, they did not accept our credit cards.
It's just pure whatever currency they had.
It was you needed to bring all your cash to the island, and if you ran out, you would just shit out of luck.
Okay.
Damn, that's
You staying with family?
No, I'm staying in Airbnb.
Oh
shit. Damn.
they got that in Cuba.
Yeah, man, they got the Airbnb in Cuba, man.
Damn.
What's it called?
People out
Airbnb.
there
Airbnb.
It's called Airbnb.
It's Airbnb,
Arabia
just like Airbnb. No, but it's like just Airbnb, like your regular Airbnb. You can book
Wow.
over there. Yeah, just
Yeah.
type in Havana.
So they're international?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you can Airbnb
I guess
Europe
so,
and
yeah,
shit.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, yo. So I want to bring something up, yo. This week I ran into 2 trailers for some hip hop themed movies. I don't know if you guys seen them. One of them is called Patty Cake, something Patty Cakes.
Is that the hefty chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about? Man?
So basically in the trailer is this big hefty white girl. She's like walking through like a Walmart or something like that, and she talked about she has a dream, and then next thing you know she's like a rapper and stuff, that she wants to become a rapper and stuff.
And she looks like a straight up TPT.
Yeah.
Trailer park trash, man.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the heck? And it's like an indie kind of film and stuff, you know what I mean? Like a Sundance kind of film. Then I saw another trailer for, I want to say it's a TV series coming to ABC called The Mayor.
That was some bullshit.
You saw that?
I saw that shit.
Oh, gosh, yo. So it's
Did
about
you guys
this.
watch it?
You
No, I
guys
haven't
seen
seen
it?
it.
You haven't
It's
seen
I
it?
saw the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it?
I like the concept.
Fucking whack.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think they're doing it now just because everyone's political now.
Uh-huh.
You know, so they're doing a show about this. Anybody can basically become a governor, a mayor, a president. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's how I saw it.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
But don't you think that's coming out like in the theaters, right?
No, I think that's going to be an ABC TV
Oh,
series.
that's fine then. If it's that,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, you know, somebody has to pay $30 on a Saturday night to take a date
Right.
and watch this shit on the screen. I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
If it's like that, I was saying even like Netflix or something. That's
Right,
cool.
Right.
I'm gonna go see the Chris Brown movie. I don't care what y'all say.
The Chris Brown movie. Which one's this one?
Yeah, he got a documentary coming out about his whole life, like
Oh,
about
word?
everything from like before he made it to the Rihanna incident to now.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
They
Stomp the R3. No, I'm kidding.
It's coming out
So
like
is
June
it a
something.
documentary?
It's a documentary style movie. Yeah,
But it's gonna be in theaters, or is
it's gonna be in theaters. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
There's
yeah,
still
it's
too
coming
much
out.
to his life, though. He's still young. It's like,
Yeah, but you have to remember he's 25 now,
Yeah, but he's
26,
been in-
and
he's
he's
been-
been famous since he was 15.
That's
like
when he
his
started.
first thing, like Run It, came out when he was 15.
he's in his 20s?
25, 26, yeah,
Damn. I had no
He
idea.
started when he was 15.
or 27. Yeah, he's 27.
That's
Has he
long.
toned it down some, or is he still like?
No, he's still
Off
wild
the-
out. He's still Well, he's not craziness, but he's just more like open about who he is now. Just like I feel, just like I feel like a lot of artists were like, think about it. Like I'll give you 3 perfect examples: Chris Brown, Rihanna, and Beyonce. Look at the music they were making even 5 years ago, even let's say 10 years ago, and look at the music coming out now.
Right.
Like Beyonce with all the really like edgy, rugged, like, you know, speaking her mind and what she wants, you know, where she really wants to sing about.
Right.
And people are like so shocked about it. But I really think they were just trying to keep Beyonce with this whole like angel kind of like innocent vibe, thinking, you know, love on top kind of thing. And now she's talking like cursing in her music. People are like, oh my God, right. Beyonce's cursing. And then Rihanna, look at Rihanna, all the edgy, super edgy songs that she comes out with, and like, take Ponder Replay and take what she comes out with now.
Hell yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like, and then
Sticks
take Chris
Stones,
Brown, and even take something like, even, you know, 5 years ago, like Yeah 3 Times, or you know, one of those like really pop songs, and then like the song he has out now, which is like what's that song? It just came out like a couple of days ago, but it was like he's just cussing and talking about vaginas and all kinds of shit. And people are like, people like embrace it more because he's a guy, but at the same time, you gotta think about like the labels, how they structure these artists to like make them look super cookie cutter and whatever. But the whole time they really want to be like talking about drugs, sex, and alcohol in their songs, and they can't. So finally, like when they're older, they just go ham.
Which is crazy because look, Miley Cyrus is now cleaned up her act and so with her new Malibu or whatever and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Miley Cyrus, I think Miley Cyrus did the reverse. I think Miley Cyrus went ham first, and now she's cleaning it out because she's older. Right. But everybody else,
is, though.
Yeah.
You know, you get to an age where you just realize different things.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're not.
So y'all seen the trailers for these new shark movies? All the Baywatch and shark sightings and everything.
So I saw the Baywatch trailer, and Cadillac is in it from
from the Get Down.
From the Get Down. Yeah, he's like a cop or something.
Yeah. I peeped that.
That's cool though, man. I thought he was good in the Get Down.
I thought
the Get Down was hot, man. Yeah. Well written, the songs and everything.
There's a 3rd season coming out of it too.
What'd you think of the second one? What'd you think of the second one?
I didn't think it was as good as the first one.
Okay.
The first season.
Yeah. That's what we all thought too.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as good as the first season. But you have to understand, like, the reason I think also that
was it a different director? Do you think? Because it's like
it's the same.
It's the same guy.
Because the art style was different.
Like the comic book.
Speaking, that's what I was about to say. Their cost to recreate those sets is like insane, bro. Like.
Crazy.
To create that that's why it takes so long to come out with like each season, because it takes like millions of dollars to recreate that. So, but I wasn't like super like impressed with like the script of this one compared to the first one.
Yeah, because I didn't Netflix.
My best friend's like obsessed with them though. Like he wants like to look like them. He's even growing out an afro because of it.
But I thought that the writing was really good for both seasons. Because like for instance, like you saw what's her name grow, Marlene Cruz. You saw her grow.
Yeah.
You know, first she's like this fucking quiet church girl, and you see her grow, and like even the choreographed scenes I thought were great.
I'll tell you. Okay, maybe let me retract my statement. I'll tell you what I didn't like. I didn't like in this one that there was so much cartoon shit.
That's what I didn't like.
That's what I didn't like.
That's what.
But I also I invented this to my friend who's like a fanatic of the show, and he told me that because he did like research on it. Apparently, like to cut down on their cost of like recreating all of those scenes, they made it like a cartoon. Because back in that time, was that the 60s, 70s, 70s?
Yeah, late
like
70s.
Comic books were a big deal, right? And so they made it seem they just kind of tried to tie it in like that, so like make it a comic book thing and whatever. But I was like, it's fine if there would have been like a little bit of it, but it was like in every freaking episode. There was a lot of it. Right. I was like, I don't want to see cartoons. I gotta turn on Disney Channel for this shit. Like, you know? So
I thought they weren't gonna make another season, but now that you say that they are,
they're making third season.
That's good because they just left a lot of things like untold.
Yeah, no, they're making the third season.
Not that I care too much for Thor and what's his name's romantic relationship, but I mean, if you watch it, you know what I mean. It's part of the story. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, do the rest of the guys find out that he's gay? You know what I mean? Like, so those things are important.
Yeah. I think it's dope. I think what I like about it is a very unique show. There's not anything.
Absolutely.
There's not anything similar to it. You know that's out right now, so I think it's cool.
And they like actually do their homework when they
unique
when they come
and well
up with
done,
that.
right?
Yeah,
They put it together nice.
Right. I think they involve a lot of like hip hop culture, which nowadays people are starting to lose sight of what real hip hop is.
Right. Talk about all the time.
You know what I'm saying, with this little Uzi Vert and all this craziness that's going on, like that people consider music now. So like I think it's good. It shines light on that. it shines light on like what the drug, like what New York was back in the scene, like with everything, drugs, sex, alcohol, like, you know, and
shows
just
every corner,
right, and just what the 70s were like. People don't, you know, people I guess this generation doesn't know what that's about, right? Very different times, and it's cool. Me, I you know, me as like a dancer, like I appreciate like the whole breakdancing and scene that they put, you know, stuff that they put the influence and the emceeing and stuff like it embodies a lot of stuff, and I think it's cool how there's like little each character has little sub stories. You know, has their own little thing. So I think the third season will probably wrap it all together.
Yeah.
That's good. But didn't Netflix buy it all together? Like they kind of like what they did with House of Cards, where like they laid down like 300 million on just House of Cards, and to do the same with
probably.
Maybe
because after the first one, it was so successful. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the second season got really good feedback too. That's why they're doing a third. That's why they're doing a third.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just don't. It's probably gonna be a year before we see anything.
Shit. Well, yeah, because Netflix fucking takes a long time for that for stuff to come out on there.
Yeah, and then there's this one in particular. The sets are so hard to recreate, and it takes a long time. Like recreating all those like broken down buildings and like that whole thing is, you know, it's a lot of work. Yeah. So it takes years.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy though. Yeah. But yeah, man. Do you guys listen to the? How do you listen to what's going on in like as far as like the reggaeton era going, like as far as like what's going on with Calle 13 and
Tempo?
Yo, I heard El Residente's record today.
What'd you think, bro?
Look, let me tell you.
Did you hear Tempos first?
No, I didn't hear Tempos. Okay. I didn't hear Tempos. I didn't know there was a beef going on until today, I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah.
But so I just heard Residente because everybody, the reason it made me hear it is that I saw a radio personality friend of mine, and he was holding a laptop up, and it was like the YouTube video,
right? And
he was down on his hands and he was praying, and his caption was like praying for Tempo right now because he just got, and so I was like, let me hear what this whole thing's about, bro. The song's like 7 minutes. I got 4 minutes in, and I had to stop it because I was like, dude, if I hear any more, this is gonna be like first degree murder.
Right.
Because he rips this cat. I haven't heard Tempo. I haven't heard Tempo's in his. I haven't heard Tempo's this yet. But I'll tell you this: Residente to me is the Eminem of the Latin world.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
If you are gonna go at this cat, you better come with bars.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're gonna get. I mean, this dude is probably the purest lyricist.
Yeah.
In the Latin industry,
hands down,
purest
with the Jay-Z accolades.
Yes,
because he has like more Grammys than anybody,
and it's really like under the radar too. Like you know, everybody thinks Calle 13, like Atrévete, you know, that record was like the record, but people don't realize they've been making music forever.
Right.
And when I heard that joint today, I stopped. I only got 4. I haven't heard the whole thing. I stopped at like 4 minutes in, and I was like, bro, if I hear I don't even want to hear. I don't need to hear any more of it because this is like going to be a murder case in a minute. If I want to hear I'm going to hear the rest of it, but the first 4 minutes of it, bar after bar after bar after bar, and I was just like, it was. I don't even know if I want to hear Tempo's joint because I was like, there's nothing that's gonna compare to this. Like, it was hard. It was.
It's sad because Tempo, like a lot of people had him praised as being one of the best and things like the best lyricists from Puerto Rico prior to him being incarcerated. Then when he comes out, there was the whole free Tempo movement. Now it's like R.I.P. Tempo. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you this. You know what I compare this 7-minute diss record to? You remember, everybody here seen 8 Mile, right?
Yeah.
I compare it to the last battle in 8 Mile when he like pretty much tells him everything he's gonna say about him, and the Papa Doc doesn't have anything to say back when he hands him the mic.
Yeah.
That's what this was. Like, he literally he shits on him about his, you know, being in jail and how he was like a bad father, and he pretty much said everything he like. If Tempo was come back now with a comeback, what is he gonna say?
He can't.
What is he gonna say?
Exactly.
That's what I compare it to. That's what that was.
The Tempo should have just focused on just making good music, yo. That's, you know.
I mean, or he should have picked an easier target. He should have picked somebody that he know doesn't have bars as hard like that. Because if you're gonna go after Residente, dog, like, I mean, that's like Meek going after Drake. Like, I'm not saying Meek is a bad rapper. I'm a fan of Meek too. I like his music.
That's
but
what I was gonna say. Would you compare it to the Drake?
I would compare it to the lopsidedness that battle was. Like, Meek and Drake was a very lopsided. It was a very one-sided battle. But I would compare like something more even was like a Jay-Z Nas, where it was kind of like it was a little bit. Yeah, Nas won that, but it was a little bit more even. you know, like Jay-Z still
or
had.
the Remy Ma with Nicki Minaj.
I think that was lopsided too. I think Remy Ma destroyed Nicki. Like even Nicki had a couple of bars in her thing, but Remy Ma, that one record, Ether or Sheether, whatever it was, was, I mean,
this is basically
Nicki didn't have anything for
the
that.
Latin Sheether.
Yeah. And so I was
She's
saying
more
like
lyrical. Nicki Minaj is more pop.
like I understand why artists being in the industry, I understand why artists pick on other artists to get relevant again, so that their name is in your mouth. But you gotta be smart about it.
Right.
It worked for 50.
Yeah.
It worked for 50, but at the same time, 50 I think was already going in a different direction in his career. Like,
What? Now I'm talking about how to rob an industry name.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Before he even got locked up.
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna pick on somebody, pick on
He
somebody.
picked on everybody in that song.
But I think 50 already knew he was gonna like.
But you know, like, remember that song? I guess a lot of people didn't know about him. And remember Jay-Z said that one line, "I'm about $1. What the fuck's 50 cent?"
Right.
It was in
Big Pun. Big Pun came at him too.
Did he?
Yeah. And to that 50 Cent rapper talking all that trash.
Scarface went at him too.
Yeah. Wu-Tang was about to go hard.
But guess what?
The funny rings.
Yeah.
But guess what? With the exception of Jay-Z, 50's bank account is deeper than everybody's. So you think he gives a shit?
Puff?
Oh, right now.
Did he go up Puff?
Puff is
number one.
Did he go up Puff?
Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah.
I didn't go with Puff. I'm talking about you talking about money. I'm talking
about the people that 50 beef with. Like, did he talk shit about?
I got you.
With the exception of Jay, his bank accounts are deeper than everybody. So you think he really gives a shit?
Right.
That was more of a publicity. He was trying to keep his rap name alive, but he don't care. He's a businessman now. Him, Jay, Puff, none of them dudes care about music like that anymore. They're more interested in their bank accounts.
50 filed for bankruptcy, didn't he?
Yeah. But
I think that was a smart move though.
yeah, but Presidente Trump has filed bankruptcy. How many times?
That cocksucker.
Bringing up Trump.
I mean, you can't, it's hard not to, bro.
Next week he's impeached.
Nah.
We'll see,
I don't know. He's overseas right now.
I think they have a better chance of finding Hoffa, bro.
But with the Tempo thing, dude, I know Tempo, like, I don't know why he, like, I was talking to Los about it. He was just saying how, like, how did it all start? Like, why? I
don't know what the backstory is.
So apparently, I think what set him off was that Calle 13 came out in an interview saying that, like, he feels that the reggaeton era now,
they all sound the same.
They're not creative. It's not as creative, and it's taking the spotlight from a lot of musicians who are creative, and you know, it's not letting the genre itself is not growing. So I guess Tempo kind of took it upon himself to say, hey, what the fuck you doing? You started out doing this shit, and that's how you got famous. And for me, Tempo's diss was more, I feel like it was more mainstream. You feel me? Like it sounded good, but when Calle 13 came out with his joint, it just didn't, like, he didn't give a fuck about it. It sounded like
it sounded good. He was about the music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's, as far as that, Calle 13's at least Calle 13's diss track was had more substance than Tempo's did, by far.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, man. I think a lot of the artists now, though, are making music because of the generational, like, what this generation wants to listen to. They're not making music
for themselves,
or they're not making music for the quality. They're making music because they want to get hot quick, and they wanna, you know, obviously, make a quick buck. But and he's a friend of mine, you know. But like Farruko, I'll give you an example. Farruko, totally, he's straight up come out and said it in the last month. He was like, I'm abandoning reggaeton and I'm gonna be a trap artist now. Like, I'm gonna be straight trap.
Aren't a lot of cats doing that though?
Everybody's doing it.
They're all switching over.
They're creating trap. Like, trap is literally it went from being just like a style of music that you do to, like, now it's like a genre.
Right.
Like Farruko's whole album is called Traficante. Traficante, and he's coming out with 25 or 26 tracks on it or something like that. All trap songs.
It's changing the Latin genre. If we really think about it, because
people like Bad Bunny, like all these guys that are coming out now are all trap artists. And I'm not. It's not that I'm not. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on trap, but it's very. I mean, look, it's a genre.
It's a genre. It's a genre.
It is what it is. But this, and I'll tell you this. This is why I am so happy. Songs like Despacito, as much as probably is on everybody's last nerve now. This is why I'm so happy that songs like that are literally #1 songs in the world right now, because that to me is like a real record. Like it's not what society, like in the sense of this generation, is like wants. The turn up music is what, you know. It's not,
and it's almost like
he's not conforming like to like, you know, like, it's easy for
chicks. Like,
yeah. It's like it's a real tropical record. It has like, and now that Bieber's on it, like it got a whole nother wind. You know what I mean? But I think that's important in music, and I think that that a lot of artists now, like I told you, are just making music just to make $1 and just to become famous quick. Like social media, man, niggas will do anything for like.
Do you listen to a Cubatón at all?
Yes.
What do you feel as though? How do you like that, or what's your interpretation with it?
I think Cubatón is a fucking bullshit ass genre. And that's with no disrespect to all my Cuban friends and whoever might listen to Cuban.
Yeah, I want to sit across the table. No, but it's all good.
No, I know, but I think it's a bullshit genre, dog. Like, and this is no disrespect, but Cubatón is, to me, is not that much. It's not different than reggaeton. It's Cuban people singing on a reggaeton beat, and then I live in Miami, so I see it, and I'm in the industry, and so I see it. But like Jacob Forever, for example, he's, you know, super hot right now. Whatever, and he's a Cubatón artist. They even have a Cubatón radio station in Miami.
97.5.
Yeah. So it's straight. They only play Cuban artists doing Cubatón, but it's just it's tropical reggaeton. Like, it's no different than what Daddy Yankee does. It's no different. Daddy Yankee got 50. If you want to, you can take any Daddy Yankee song and call it Cubatón too if you wanted to.
So as far as like the production and stuff, you think it's the same?
Yeah, I mean, there's not.
So when I first heard it. It was over Timba's beats, which Timba, if you know Timba music, when you're in Miami, Timba is distinctively different than the Puerto Rican salsa. So they were flowing off of that and doing reggaeton or whatever.
Yeah.
Off of that. So that was different. But maybe it evolved now to what more reggaeton is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same dembow. Tum, ka, tum, ka, tum. It's just faster. It's more tropical. It's closer to like a tropical, like, you know, than a dembow. Like the Cubatón, to me, that's what it is. Is, you know, reggaeton would be like a just regular tum, ka, tum, and Cubatón is just sped up.
Dembow's distinctively different.
Yeah, dembow has that distinct sound for sure, but it's slower than Cubatón. Cubatón is like outside. Cubatón is more up in like the 115 up BPM, you know, and reggaeton is like lower. It's like 195.
So
something.
Just a little bit sped up.
It's sped up, and but it's all like the same. How do I compare it? Like, what's a good example? Something like two genres that are super similar.
Hip hop and boom bop and trap.
No, I would say like it's like mumbatón. I would say like mumbatón. For example, here you go. Mumbatón is reggaeton with a drop on it, and they just call it mumbatón just to give it a name.
So I mean,
you know.
So it'd just be another spin-off of what...
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
I see disappointment in...
No,
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not trying to be...
Everybody, you know, see things differently.
I'm not trying to be... Like, to me, if you're going to create a genre, make it completely different than everything. That's why I think, trap is just like a fad, but trap is different.
It's a separate genre.
It's a genre. Yeah. You can consider really a genre because it doesn't sound like reggaeton. It doesn't sound like pop. It doesn't sound like rock. It doesn't sound like anything. It has a very distinct sound. Just why reggaeton is a genre because it has its own distinct. Now there's a lot of spin-offs of reggaeton, Cubatón, mumbatón. Everything has a tong at the end of it. So you get where I'm going with it. You know what I'm saying? It's
do you consider trap hip hop?
No.
Here we go again.
No, I don't. Okay. I don't. I consider trap.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
I mean, if hip hop, I would say you have to be on a hip hop beat.
Right. Yeah.
You know, with an 808 and all that.
I think hip hop has substance.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And the music though.
And you know what I noticed a lot. You know what I noticed a lot now. A lot with all the trap that's coming out. All these niggas rap about the same goddamn thing, with the exception of Ozuna. Ozuna will be rap. He's like I would say like the R&B nigga of the trap world. Like Ozuna will talk about the girls and like want to make love and all this stuff. But all the other cats, they rap about the same shit. Like they rap about, you know, fucking bitches, getting money, whatever, cars, and that, and it's
no other
fine,
substance. Yeah,
but that's, I mean, there's no substance, like what you said.
Yeah.
It's, I mean,
how many of these fans really listen to the lyrics though? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
when they
beat.
listen to
It's a
it,
beat.
It's all about the music.
Yeah.
It's about the
and
beat
the
for
lyrics
them.
actually get drowned out.
You guys heard of Messia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you guys think of him?
homie, he's a
He's
good
dope,
homie.
he's dope, he's
I know, Messia. He's popping right now, and at least down in Miami, he's doing his thing, But I think it's just like I said. I think if you're gonna create a genre, make it distinct. You know, make it different. Like I said, I'm not a fan of trap unless I'm going out and I'm drinking, right? Because then it's like just turn up music.
There's an occasion
But
for
there's
every
no
genre.
but there's no substance to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Sounds
just
like
yeah,
a
I agree.
nursery now. Peter picked up pack of pickled peppers, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dope. But right now we're gonna go to some music. Jason Cerda, you want to introduce this song that we're about to play right now?
Yeah, man. This is my new single right now. It's out on every digital media outlet. You can get it right now. It's called Animal. Go get it. Let's go.
Animal. Yeah. The MicroOnda Podcast.
Downtown tonight. I can't stop thinking about that night. Mami, ven, regálame otra noche. En el baño, en la cama y en el coche. Que sea una noche de derroche sin parar. Voy a devorarte como animal. Es que no me puedo controlar. Mami, ven, regálame otra noche. En el baño, en la cama, en el coche. Que sea una noche de derroche sin parar. If you're down tonight. If you're down tonight. If you're down en la cama me entiende, es que me sorprende cuando tú me prendes con un beso de tu boca, burlando la ley de gravedad. Cuando lo hacemos con maldad, yo te reto en un duelo, a ver quién lo hace mejor. Yo tengo lo que tú necesitas, pégate mamacita. Voy a devorarte como animal. Es que no me puedo controlar. Mami, ven, regálame otra noche. En el baño, en la cama, en el coche. Que sea una noche de derroche sin parar. If you're down tonight. If you're down tonight. If you're down tonight. Chequea cómo se crea el momentum. Tenemos más vitamina que la Centrum. Nos devoramos con odio. De ti tengo sé como que me sube el sodio. Tienes sabanita que me mata. Sus labios me atrapan. Esa química afrodisíaca. De mi mente a ti nadie te saca. Atrévete y apaga el celular. Dime si tú te atreves. Deja que las ganas nos lleven, baby. En la cama ya no hay más que hablar. Dime si tú te atreves. Deja que las ganas nos lleven. Voy a devorarte como animal. Es que no me puedo controlar. Mami, ven, regálame otra noche. En el baño, en la cama, en el coche. Que sea una noche de derroche sin parar. If you're down tonight. Mami, if you're down tonight. Solo quiero una noche más contigo. If you're down tonight. Karlov, the new breed.
The MicroOnda Podcast. Yo, we're back here. We got Jason Cerda in the building. What's going on, Jason? How you feeling?
What up, brother? I'm good, man. I'm
so,
chilling.
Tell us, where are you from? Where's your background from?
I'm Puerto Rican Dominican.
Quiqueya la Bella.
Pero born in Washington D.C.
All right.
Yeah, man. So I'm from the DMV originally.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
So how'd you get into music, man?
How the hell did I get into music?
Because we knew you was a dancer, bro. But
Yeah, so it was a funny story. So I've been dancing since I was 5 years old. Actually, I saw Michael Jackson dance on TV one time, and I was trying to like mimic him, whatever. And then like I got this fever of wanting to be like Michael Jackson. And then when I was 11, I didn't even know I could sing. I was in a talent show and I was gonna dance in the talent show, and like an hour before the talent show, whatever, this was in how old are you? And like you're in 5th grade when you're 11, right? 5th, something like that, 5th, 6th grade, something like that. 5th or 6th. I was in 5th or 6th grade, and the teacher comes in. She was like, the girl who was gonna sing in the talent show got sick. She's not gonna do it anymore. Can anybody in here sing? And me being an idiot, I just raised my hand. Like I was like, I'll do it. But I didn't even think I could. I didn't even know I could sing, right?
Right.
So she was like, and I was just joking, and she was like, okay, you're gonna do it. You're gonna sing. And I was like, wait, for real? And I was like, fuck. So what I was like, so I sang, actually sang Casey and JoJo All My Life.
Oh wow.
And which is not even,
choice.
Which is right. It's not, and it's not even like, and it's not even the easiest song to sing either. Right. It's a pretty freaking hard song. And I won. I actually won the talent show. And so then after that is when I got like the fever of wanting to be like an artist, like an entertainer. And so man, from there, I was just doing talent shows, and I would think from the time I was in 6th grade till I was a senior in high school, man, I probably did about 40, 50 talent shows. And like some that were in school, some that were like competitions that were like outside of school and stuff. And the worst I ever got in a competition was 2nd place. And I was like, and actually this is what kind of tipped me over to want to really, really focus on like music was in my high school. There was a talent show that was 3 days long, and it used to be called Eaglepalooza. And like kind of like they modeled it after Lollapalooza, like the big festival. And this was when 99.5 had just become a radio station here actually, and it was 3 days long. So you had to finish in the top 3 to go to the next day, right? So I did it my sophomore, junior, and senior year, and every year I did it, I won. And the last year I did my senior year, they gave me 2nd place because they were like, you can't win again. It's not fair.
That's foul.
And it was like a $300 prize. And imagine in high school, you win $300. You're like, oh shit, I'm rich. In high school, you're 17, 18. You're like, oh damn, $300.
So those judges got to know you.
Yeah. And it was cool because it was like in Hot 99.5 was like there was people from the station that were judging it. So it wasn't like it was like a political thing at school. Like they didn't know us. They brought like they sent like their people from the station. And yeah, man. Then after that, I think was when I really was like, all right, I want to do this for real. And you were singing at the time as well. I was singing. Yeah, I was singing. I was dancing. I was doing like the whole. My idol back then, really, other than Michael Jackson, was Usher. I was really trying to be like the next big R&B singer. And after that, I'm a firm believer that God always has a plan for everybody. And honestly, I was definitely I feel like I was meant to do what I'm doing because, so everybody, to give you like the background story, everyone in my family, they're like lawyers, doctors, teachers, engineers, right? I'm over here trying to be a singer. And so, when I came to my mom, like, yo, Mom, I don't know if I want to go to college. I want to be a singer. I already tell you that didn't go really well with my family, right? So I had a 3.5 coming out of high school, and good enough to get into like any Virginia school in college. I go to apply to all these Virginia schools and whatever.
Now, did you get good grades in school?
Yeah, I had a 3.5, like, B plus, B average or whatever coming out of high school. So at that time, like it was good enough to get into like pretty much any Virginia school. Okay. And this is like 2005. So I sent my applications in, whatever, and my high school counselor forgot to send my transcripts to my universities. So like here I am with a 3.5. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go into any Virginia school I want. Here we go, JMU, VCU, whatever, Virginia Tech, this and that. And I start getting all these rejection letters in the mail, and I was like, what the fuck? I applied to like literally everywhere. I applied everything from UVA down to like Radford. Like I applied like 5 or 6 schools in Virginia. VCU, George Mason.
So you wanted to stay in VA?
Yeah, I was going to stay in VA. Okay. And so I got rejected from every single one of them. And I was like, how the hell is that possible? I had a really good ACT and SAT score. I was like, how is that possible? And I found out my transcripts never got sent. So then I was like, all right, well, either I can go to Nova and do like community college for a year, or I can take a year off and try this music thing out. So my mom was like, all right, I'll give you a year. If nothing happens in a year, you got to come back and go to college. And honestly, that was probably like the biggest blessing in disguise. At the time, I was devastated. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to go to college. What am I going to do? Everybody's going to college. I'm over here, chilling. And I went to Loop. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the name Lou Pearlman. Lou Pearlman's a guy who put NSYNC together. And so he was looking for the next boy band to put together back then. And he had a convention in Orlando. And so I signed up for this convention, and you could sing, act, model, dance. You could do you can do comedy. He was looking just for talent.
How did you get to Orlando?
So I just saw this online, and I just submitted to be in the competition or whatever. So I go to the competition, and I ended up not even getting a callback for singing or dancing. I got a callback for modeling and acting. And so I was like, I don't freaking model. Like, back then, man, I was 120 pounds soaking wet. I was skinny. I was just tall and skinny, So I was like, how the hell am I going to model? I thought you had to be swollen, whatever. So I ended up moving to Nashville. Long story short, I ended up moving, and I got a contract, and I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and I lived in Nashville, Tennessee for a year, and I shot movies. I was in the first Step Up movie. I did a bunch of I did a movie with Ja Rule, actually. That was an independent film. That ended up I got an IMDb credit for it.
That's what's up.
I did a bunch of like national commercials. Pretty much any prison movie you've ever seen in your life is shot in Nashville, because they got like. I was a dancer in it. Yeah, I was like one of the backup dancers in it for Channing. Yeah. I flew up here to shoot that, and then I ended up landing a tour while I was living out there with Miley Cyrus. Well, she was Hannah Montana at the time, so I ended up touring with her and a girl named Callie who opened for her, and then I was like, after a year, I was like, this is cool.
Around what year was this?
This is 2006 now.
Okay.
And so I was like, I like the modeling thing and acting thing is cool, whatever. But it's not my passion. Were you
fresh out of high school around this time?
Yeah, I was right. It was the year right after I graduated. I graduated in 05, and this was 06.
All right.
So somehow, I don't remember even how, I ended up in a studio in some dude's apartment one day when I lived in Nashville, and I recorded a song that was god awful, and I still have it on CD, and I've never let anybody hear it.
When are you gonna release it?
I'm never gonna release it. It's gonna stay in the vault, dude. I swear to God.
Play it right after the episode.
I'll sing you the first line of the song, and just so y'all can laugh and you can see how horrible it is. But the first line, I'll never forget it. The first line it was like an R&B record. And the first line of the song goes, on the spot. The first line of the record goes, girl, please don't call me unless you're trying to fuck.
I like it.
That's the first line of the song. I swear to God.
Words of wisdom.
And so I was like, bro, I was like, what am I doing with my life right now? Like, I need to like stop. And so that's when I was like, you know what? When the first time I really heard myself on a song, and that was it.
Right.
That was the first time I ever heard myself on a song,
Wow.
and I was like, damn, like I want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. So I moved back to Virginia, and I recorded a record called Échate pa' aquí that I still perform to this day. And the song's 10 years old, and that song like is a song that everybody knows me by, you know, and that record opened up so many doors for me. That record was so big for me. It was funny thing. It was in Spanish.
Okay.
And I didn't even want to be a Latin artist. I wanted to be the next Usher. I did it in Spanish, and because my manager at the time was like, I recorded like a snippet of it, and he's like, yo, you need to go back in the studio to finish this. So I went back and finished it. That record ended up being on rotation on the radio for 3 months, and I had no idea. I didn't find out till like 2 years later that it was on XM, because I got a royalty check for it. Okay. It was on XM radio on rotation. Somehow, this was before Instagram, before Twitter, before this was like on MySpace. Right. Somehow I ended up on the radio. So then I did music in English for 8 years, and I had really good success. I mean, I opened up for damn near everybody you can think of, everyone from Jay-Z to Pitbull. I did Neo almost signed me. I almost signed it to Compound Records. I got to perform. Neo was doing like a talent search here in DC, and I made it to the final 10, and it came down between me and a girl, and he did the same competition in Atlanta the month earlier, and he had picked a guy there, so he picked a girl in DC. But I got to sing So Sick of Love Songs for Neo, which was dope. It was like one of my favorite moments in my career. And I did a lot of things. I did T-Pain, T.I., shoot, I was even almost on Making the Band when they were doing that show on MTV. I made it to the finals of that. And so that kind of was
the
like
hottest 5 rappers.
Right. So that was like early in my career. And then fast forward to now, about almost 4 years ago now. You know, mothers always listen to your mother. If you listen to this right now, mothers are never wrong, brother. Let me tell you, my mom for the 8 years I was in the Anglo market, my mom always would nag me. ¿Cuándo vas a hacer una canción en español? ¿Cuándo vas a hacer una canción en español? Because she saw how good Échate Pa' Aquí did, and I just ignored it. And I was just like, nah, man, I want to be Usher. I want to be the next freaking Usher. I want to be the next Trey Songz. I want to be the next R&B big, right? And I finally listened to, I caved in and I did a record called Al Lado Mío. And that record ended up going, it was my first Latin record, and it ended up going number 11 on the Billboard charts. My debut record, and I was like, damn. I've been bullshitting for 8 years. I should have done this shit 8 years ago.
So who are you working with at this time?
At this time, I was very I was independent. You know, I had a management team that was, you know, behind me, but I was independent. I didn't have really anybody, and it was that song Al Lado Mío that kind of like opened the door for me to like the mainstream, I guess, Latin world. It landed me a deal with Subway. It landed me a huge concert in LA called Euphoria Music Festival that I performed out there with Kid Ink, Becky G, Camila, Nelly, Ludacris, Kid Cudi, and it was like a Latin and hip hop kind of fusion concert. And that concert introduced me to my publicist, who's my publicist now, and yeah, man, and then that opened a lot of after that record, I did my next single after that was number 15 on the Billboard charts. My record after that was my first top 10 record, went number 9 on the Billboard charts, called Un Poco Más, and then and here we are today.
All right, that's what's up. What's up. Now, do you ever think about going back to singing in English?
Yeah, you know what? It's definitely a market I for sure want to be in, just not right now. I want to establish my name more in the Latin market. You know, I want to be like kind of make myself like a household name first. But it's definitely something I want to cross over because, unfortunately, it's just the way it is. The Anglo market and the Latin market, even though Latin market is popping right now. I mean, it's probably the hottest thing right now. It's being in the Latin market, but there's the numbers that artists in the Anglo market pull compared to, like, for example, being gold in the English market is, you know, 500,000 units you have to sell. If you want to be platinum, it's 1 million. In the Latin market, it's 100,000 if you want to be gold. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The paychecks are night and day too. Yeah. To be completely honest with you, Justin Bieber is charging $3 million a show. Nicky Jam or J Balvin are barely getting over 100,000.
Right.
You know, and they're the hottest two guys right now in the Latin market. They're like getting like 120, 150,000 between somewhere in there, you know? So the paychecks are night and day too. So there's nothing, I mean, the Anglo market is just the Anglo market. You can't, but that's why I eventually want to get there, you know, But right now, just my focus is the Latin industry.
Yeah. All right. And as far as dancing and stuff, you dance, and I'm assuming you dance in all your performances, all your shows, everything?
Yeah. I'm cutting back on it now.
Because I know that's a lot of work and stuff.
It
like
is.
physically.
It is. You know what? Look, I still dance. Don't get it twisted. I definitely still dance on all my shows.
Too, though,
Yeah. I was a hip hop teacher for my whole life, damn near. Since I was 16, I've been teaching hip hop. But you know, I've just, I guess this comes with the maturity and growing as an artist. You know, I used to dance probably more than my backup dancers used to dance. And I started noticing, like, one, it's more fatigue on me, and I gotta sing at the same time. But also, you know, when you go see these huge artists, and when you go see the Ushers, and you go see, you know, the Chris Browns and whatever,
right,
they're like the artist. They sing and then they dance.
Right.
I was dancing, and then singing. You know, so now I'm just kind of like trying to incorporate that more in my show of being more of the artist. And having the dancing as a compliment to the, and honestly, it's what separates me from a lot of people in the Latin industry. So let me ask you guys this: if you were to name me 5 artists right now in the English market who do the dancing and singing thing together.
Dylon. I'm fucking with you, man.
I'm gonna go Beyonce.
No, male.
Oh, male singers.
Yes.
Justin Bieber?
I'm guessing Chris
Justin
Brown,
Bieber, Usher. Usher. Come on, there's a lot of them.
I don't.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Give me one more. Come on, there's like a Jason Derulo.
Okay.
All right, there's
R.
5.
Kelly used to when he was younger, but I
Right.
don't know.
But
now.
all of them pretty much more or less do the same thing, right? Sing, dance. That's their MO, right? In the Latin industry, name me 3 that do it.
I don't know.
Jason Cerda.
That's correct. What about the salsa singers? They don't dance?
That doesn't count. Salsa. I mean, I'll tell you. I'll answer the question for you.
Yeah.
There's Ricky Martin and there's Chayanne, but they're also like 40. Right? There's nobody south of 30 that's doing the singing dancing thing, and so that's why I kind of gravitated, and I'm focusing more on the Latin market because I don't have a competition, and not I don't want to say arrogant. I do have competition. There's competition, but there's nobody singing the dancing and the singing.
Right.
You know, there's nobody doing the Chris Brown, Justin Bieber thing.
Right.
And so it's an easier lane for me, and there's a void for that. You know, right now, and I'm trying to fill that void.
Trying to create that
right.
whole
I'm trying to create
lane,
that
so
presence
that's
right now.
what's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Like Ricky Martin, trying to fill that void.
Nah, not in that sense. But let me tell you, that boy Ricky still got it, dude. I saw him in concert not too long ago.
He's a talented dude.
That dude is a beast. I mean,
how old is he now?
Hell, he has to be
40.
upper middle, like I would say mid to late 40s.
Yeah,
He still
yeah.
look young though. He don't look like a
Dude looks like he's
Money,
30,
baby?
bro. Yeah, he's in his concerts, man. He still be selling them out. Like he was just in Miami a couple of weeks ago.
I
And
think he was in DC just like a couple months or a
Yeah.
month ago, right?
Yeah. You told me you were
he
going
was
to
at
a
the
show.
MGM.
Fuck, I missed it, bro.
Yeah, he was at the MGM. Yeah. He's at the MGM, and you know what's crazy? He's like all the new school artists want to record with him. Like he just had a huge record with Maluma.
Right.
You know, like all the new school cats want to record with him, and it's. I mean, that's testament to how great of an artist he is.
Now speaking of artists performing at casinos, you performed at
Maryland Live
Maryland
Casino.
Live.
Yeah, that
I was
dope.
coming out the elevator and I saw your signs there because May always talked to me about your name. I'm like, oh snap! Like I saw your name.
Yeah, man, that was a cool
dope.
show. That was a cool little experience. It was last June, and it was my first. It wasn't my first headlining show, but it was my first headlining show that was over an hour. Like I did like an hour and a half show.
Wow.
And so it was I did a 90-minute show, and it was cool, man. I got to do like my whole repertoire of music and just have like we had a full band and like 6
dope.
dancers. It was cool. It was a big production for what I've done so far. It was a cool, and it was definitely a big paycheck. So
When did you make the move down to Florida?
3 months ago, man. February 3rd.
Okay.
February 3rd, I rolled out of just because of music. I've been going back and forth to Miami for the last 3.5 years, just establishing myself as an artist. You know,
Miami's like a big hub for Latin music.
huge,
Right.
the biggest,
Yeah.
I mean, huge market.
the biggest.
The number one.
Hip hop is New York, pop is LA, Latin is Miami.
Like, if you think of it strategically, it's smart because, like,
'Cause
think of all the
right.
different kinds of Latinos that you have there.
It's the doorway to Latin America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody,
And so
I was just telling you guys off air, like everybody comes through Miami, and all the award shows are there. And you know, and it's just
Music
like
festivals,
there's
winter.
there's an
music
event.
fest.
They throw events to throw events out there. Like they just be throwing events like, oh, freaking most Instagram follower award show, like whatever. Like they be throwing events just to throw them in, and everybody comes.
Shit, why not? I mean, it's one of the best places to throw things at. I mean, the weather's nice.
The weather,
like, you
it's
know,
a vacation spot.
Yeah.
There's like some of the big ultra music festivals, like some of the biggest music festivals are there. And everybody records there. I mean, a lot of people live there that are out of the country, like, you know, Balvin, you know, Nicky Jam lives there, Farruko lives there. All these cats live there. And
What part of the area do you stay? You stay in
I live
Miami
in
proper?
I stay in Miami Beach, North Miami Beach, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 15 minutes from South
Give
Beach.
out that address, bro.
Shout out
Gotta
my
ask
family
for
in
that,
Miami.
bro.
Yeah. So no, Miami's
I'm
cool.
Cuban, man. I got family all over, man.
Hey.
So that's
All
why
right, let me ask you this. Let's see how Cuban you are. You go to Miami a lot, right? Or you've been there a lot?
it's been a minute.
But you've been there
Of course.
enough. Okay. What's your favorite Cuban spot to eat in Miami?
Versailles.
Ooh, not bad. But that's not the best one.
That's my favorite.
That's a good one.
I like
I'm
Las
gonna put
Vegas
you on.
too.
You ready? I'm gonna put you on.
Go ahead.
Next time you're in Miami.
La Carreta one.
No. That's like McDonald's down there. They're like 20 of them. No. You're gonna go to this spot called Enriqueta's.
Enriqueta.
You're gonna thank me later.
All right, cool.
Where's that at?
It looks like a little silver diner.
Send a
looking
check.
thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. Fuck
Bruh, it's this little hole in the wall diner looking spot, but best Cuban food in Miami.
Where's that at?
And,
Where's that at?
It's
that
right next to
Calle Ocho?
Wynwood. No, right next to Wynwood.
That's
right,
my brother
like
stays
2
at.
blocks from Wynwood. It's
Just watch out for the
amazing.
Zika. That's where they got that Zika, right?
I think they got it under control now.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah, man.
You're staying out there now. How's life out there?
Dude, it's crazy. It's I have a lot of little things coming up and big things that are gonna turn into big things, God willing. But I'll tell you a story before I tell you what I'm doing. So like a month and a half ago, I was at home, and mind you, I live 15 minutes from South Beach, which is a bad thing sometimes, because when people know you live 15 minutes from South Beach, it's a problem. So, take me out in South Beach every day. So a guy named DJ Santa Rosa, who's one of the big DJs on Globalization on Pitbull Station, he's a good friend of mine, and he hit me up. He's like, yo, I'm going to be in South Beach. Come out. Let's go have a drink. And so I met him down there on South Beach, and I didn't know who all the people he was with. And this is why living in Miami is great. So Santa Rosa was with Pitbull's managers. Pitbull, like, he was with these guys called what are they called? The Cataracts. Were the producers that are super big. The Stereotypes, who produced 24 Karat Magic for Bruno Mars now, and That's What I Like. And they were all together. DJ Chronic, who produced that record for Lil Jon, Bend Over, Make Your Knees Touch Your Elbows. That record, he has like 2 singles on the Fast and the Furious movie, in the movie now. It's on the
Soundtrack.
album, on soundtrack. And so he's with all these people, and they're just all chilling. And it's like, there's a group of it was like 15 DJs. And so I went out and met them, cool, whatever. And there's just connections that are like, I thought they were all just DJs when I was just, having a drink. Fast forward to now, I'm going to LA in like 2 weeks, and I'm recording a record with Frankie J because of these, like, just.
That's what's up. He's big in the West.
Yeah, I'm recording a record with Chronic. I'm recording a record with Dioro, who did 5 More Hours for Chris Brown, and he had the record with Elvis Crespo right now, the Bailar record that he just won a Latin Billboard for. And this is that from that one night. Literally just that one night we hit it off. Cool. Yo, let me introduce you. I'm going to record the record with the Stereotypes down when I go out to LA. So like, it was just like, that's the kind of stuff that happens in Miami that you can't get living in like Virginia, and I love Virginia's home. It'll always be home, and it's cool.
I mean, it's not a music spot.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it is, but it's not.
You come here from out of town. You come here to make political connections. If you're in the lobbying game, politics,
right.
That's what the fuck you come here for.
Right.
So it's the same shit. You go elsewhere for music, I think.
No, for Latin music specifically,
right.
LA,
It's the same. LA, New York, Nashville is the.
Nashville's a huge spot, man.
Yeah.
Nashville, the
country music.
If you're even a hip hop artist, too. If you're a hip hop artist in Nashville, you make moves down there.
Okay,
they're big into
a lot
like
of people
that
don't know
South.
about Nashville.
Yo, people see. I lived there for a year, so I'll tell you, like, the hip hop scene in Nashville is damn near as big as it is like in Atlanta. And it's right next to Atlanta. It's not far from Atlanta, so if they bleed into each other, you know what I mean. And there's a lot of artists who will go and record in Nashville.
A lot of venues to.
Yeah, there's a lot. And country music will always be number one there, but for the hip hop scene, it's huge.
I mean, that's
it's
where
huge.
3 6 Mafia came out of, right?
Yeah, Memphis. Memphis.
A-Ball and MJG. Right?
Yeah, there's don't even get started on the country acts that have come out.
I think
of
Young
there.
Buck too, right?
Yeah, Young Bucks from Tennessee.
Yeah.
When I lived in Nashville, I had a part-time job. I was working at Foot Locker, and I sold Young Buck 2 pairs of J's one time. working at Foot Locker.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So being in Miami, have you done a lot of recording there as far as like projects you're working on now?
Yeah. So the my EP that's out right now, available on iTunes, Amazon.
What's the name?
It's called Una Historia de Pasión. It's a story of passion. I recorded, I would say there's 6 tracks on it. I recorded 4 of them in Miami.
Okay.
And the other 2 I recorded here in DC. But I flew up the producer that was from Miami up to DC. We just recorded them here.
Okay.
We did Bailando Gogo here, which is a record on there.
Yeah, I like that genre.
Which is I wanted to put DC on the map because I think Go-Go is such an underrated genre of music, and it's a shame that only DC people listen to it. And I feel like if you put it in the right, if you have to fusion it,
But it's worked in the past.
It's worked kind of. For Wale, it worked a little bit.
But I feel like Go-Go has that problem where when you go see it live, it's amazing. Like it's one of the greatest things
you have to see it live.
It just doesn't translate over in the studio though. That's the
No,
thing.
but think about people that made hit songs with, like Anne Marie used it in one of her songs.
Yeah.
Like they'll use a go-go sound.
Right.
You have to fusion it. That's what I'm saying. You have to fusion it with something else that's commercial.
It can't be pure
go-go. No, it can't be backyard band and like.
No offense, because I like back.
No,
I like back.
No, I love back. Yeah, it just can't be like that. That hardcore of go-go.
Because go-go is one of those things you have to experience. It's not like it's when you translate, like it just doesn't translate over in the studio for some reason. It's just like that's
because of the percussion. There's a lot of percussion.
Because of the percussion and because of the I think the environment of it.
I'll compare it to this. Are you guys familiar with the genre called kizomba?
Yeah, the Angolan.
It's an Angolan, it's an Angolan rhythm that's now going like worldwide. It originally in Angola, and then it got really popular in Spain, and then it came here to the States. But like I'll compare go-go like that. Go-go outside before, like kizomba was just an Angolan thing, and then Spain kind of put it on the map, and they started fusioning it with EDM, and then it became a commercial thing. Now like people, one of my really good friends, Alex Vélez, this dude went gold. He has a song called Dancing Kizomba, and the joint went gold in Canada.
Is it similar to like Kuduro, like Danza Kuduro?
I would tell you this: if bachata and tango, like tango, like the style of
Argentina,
if those two things had a baby, that's what kizomba would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what kizomba is.
Right.
So, with some Afro influence into it, obviously, with some percussion influence. But that's what I'm thinking. Like that's why I did Bailando Go-Go, because I had to fusion it with a reggae. If you listen to it, you're gonna think you listen to a reggae song up until you get to the hook in the song. Then you hear all the go-go influence in it. But I had to do it that way, because if I just took some go-go and I just went to freaking Colombia with some straight up go-go, they'd be like, what the hell, who the hell are you and what are you doing? So I had to like kind of fusion it, but it's gotten an amazing response outside of here, because it has that go-go has that vibe, has that that danceable vibe to it. And like he said, it's something that definitely you'll fall in love if you see it live.
Right.
Yeah, and the musicianship in it is amazing.
I think also has to do with the right production, because a lot of go-go comes from. I mean, a lot of the go-go tapes, a lot of go-go songs that were recorded, they don't have the great production behind it and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it was all done live bands. A lot of tapes that you heard, from PA Patterson were just live recordings and whatnot.
And like, for example, I was down in Miami, and one of my favorite go-go records is it's a cover that Backyard Band did, actually, of Adele's Hello. I don't know if y'all ever heard it. I love that joint.
That was good.
Love that joint.
That was good.
And I was playing it on the beach. I was playing it on the beach on a speaker, like on a little boom speaker.
Dope.
And people were like, yo, what is that? Like, what? That shit is dope. Because they recognize Hello, obviously. But they were like, this beat is like crazy. Like, yo, it's go-go. And they're like, everybody, obviously nobody knew what the hell it was. And then I played them Bailando Go-Go, my record.
Okay.
And they like fell in love with it. And I'm like, granted, it's a fusion. It's not straight go-go. It's a reggae beat,
But that's how it has to be, I think.
Right. At first.
Commercialize it.
Right. But that was my goal. When I recorded the record, I was like, yo, I want to take this outside of DC. I want to put go-go on the map.
Now, how did you hook up with Notch to do that record? Because he's from the area.
Yeah, Notch was a weird way how I met Notch. I met Notch because I had, for Un Poco Más, which was my last single that was on the radio, the guy who remixed it, his name is DJ Noodles, shout out Noodles, his manager knew Notch.
Okay.
And so I was like, and we were just in conversation. He was like, oh yeah, I used to manage Notch, whatever. And then I recorded Bailando the Go-Go. I was like, yo, I need like a reggae voice on this, but I wanted like a Latin reggae voice. And obviously Notch was the first dude that came out. And I was a huge fan of Notch back in the day with Ya Tu Sabes.
And you knew Notch was from the area.
Yeah. Right. Me and Notch, man, Notch is cool peoples, man. Dude is super, super, super talented. I hope he comes out with something soon, because I love his music.
Yeah, he's dope. Shout out to Notch.
Yeah,
Born Americans.
Yeah. He's from out here, and so actually, him and I are working on an actual go-go version of Bailando Go-Go.
I'll be saying, I think the city needs that.
Yeah. So it's it's like on a go-go beat and everything. So we're working on it. We'll see.
Being in Miami, I know you said you already ran into Pitbull's manager.
Yeah. I'm working with them now. Yeah.
Have you met Pitbull?
You ran into the man himself.
Have you ran into the Don of the
So look,
305?
you know, it's like, you know, like, what's that, the 5 degrees of separation or whatever?
Yeah.
Like how you, right? Dude, I could probably tell you I know everybody on Pitbull's team. Like everybody from his DJs to his managers to his dancers. I know everybody on his
Like
team.
he walks out of the room and then you come in.
But right, but
Yeah.
I've personally never shook the man's hand. I've opened up for him in concert. I've worked with all his people. But Pitbull, you have to understand, Pitbull is such like a hot commodity that he's very secluded. Like they keep him very secluded. Like he's people just can't go out in the middle of the street and just be like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So he's super busy. Like that dude is. I've never met someone that's so busy. That dude's always working. I don't know how he has time for anything. And just from knowledge that, within his camp that people have done, like, oh, I'm like, yo, is Pit gonna be here? They're like, nah, man, he's in Dubai shooting a video. Like, oh, where's he gonna be tomorrow? In London. Oh, he's gonna be tomorrow at Brazil. Like, the dude is just a hard worker, and I respect him. I respect him like crazy. I think he's one of the hardest working. People clown him because he's very commercial and whatever. But man,
he's getting money though.
Forget the money, dog. Like, I respect anyone who grinds.
Right.
Like
working.
The dude has had. And this was what was funny to me. The other day I was sitting down with his management team when we were having lunch, and the dude was like, "Yo, Pitt gets so a lot of artists they want to put out a record today, and they want it to be #1 by tomorrow, right? And which naturally you'd be like, yeah, I want my record to be super hot and be #1 right away. And he was like, you know what, Pitt would rather have a song come out tomorrow and be #1 6 months from now." And I'm like, and I didn't understand. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, because for 6 months, the record is growing and growing and growing.
Right.
And it, like, for 6 months, people are going to be listening to this record. He said he's more about the longevity.
He's planting seeds.
Right. More about the longevity of the record. And he was like, every record puts out is in the top 50 on the billboards. Like, it's every record he puts out is a smash. Whether we like it or not, it's a hat. But for him, he doesn't want, he honestly, he's like, yeah, of course we want #1s. But he would prefer a song be like #9 or #8. And I was like, how the hell does that make any sense? And he was like, well, if a song is #9, #8, it's going to be on the charts longer because it's trying to get to #1.
Yeah.
But once the song goes from #1, it's only going to go down from there, and eventually it's going to fall off the charts. Right? But if you're coming up and you're going towards one,
you stay longer.
You're staying longer on the chart, and people, and more rotation, and people are listening to you more. So that's like, and I was like, man, that's a crazy way to think about it. It's a good, right? But think about it. How Pitbull is always on the radio. The dude's always touring. I don't think the Pitbull's never ever not touring. Yeah. One of my really, really good friends is one of his backup dancers, and she's only been on tour, like dancing for him for the last 6 months. And this girl has been like literally in the last 6 months, she's been to 24 countries.
Wow.
24 countries in 6 months.
Right.
That's nuts. People don't do that in their lifetime. Yeah. You know what I mean?
She got that extra, the double passport book.
Yeah. And so like that's what I'm saying. Like the dude's grind is crazy, and I think it's smart. And this is speaking from a Latino perspective. Like, Latinos are so caught up in just being big in the Latino world,
right?
But like you have like a handful of artists like the J-Los and the Ricky Martins and the Mark Anthonys and the Pitts that are crossover, and they're huge. Like, freaking, we can walk down to the bar next door, and I guarantee you, Pitbull song's gonna come on within the first 10 minutes. We're gonna be there.
Yeah.
But that speaks because of like the background, the grind that his team has, and like. Like I was telling y'all off air, like the dude he's about to start his own cruise line. Like, who thinks about that? He has a Pitbull. They already did it. It's called the Pitbull Cruise. It was a 3-day joint to the Bahamas and back. And he brings all his DJs from his radio station on XM, and it's a 3-day party, and he performs twice over the 3-day. He does like a full blown concert. Like, what other Latin artist is doing that? Nobody. Right. Not even J-Lo got the Vegas thing going on or whatever, but like nobody's doing that, and the dude not going to get into motivational speaking, and so like I want to do that. Like I
was gonna ask, is that where you're trying to be? Yeah,
man. But you know what? I want to do something a little different. Like coming from I'm still an independent artist. Proudly, I'm proud of being independent. I think
currently you're not under any label or nothing.
No, I work with people who work for labels. Okay. And I have a pub deal with people who work for major labels, but I'm independent. I'm an independent artist.
So you like Latin Chance the Rapper?
Somewhat, just not as famous yet. But But look, I want to do a little. I want to do. I'm all about giving back and helping people, and something I want to do, and this is because of my, my come up. I want to open. At first, I wanted to open up a chain of dance studios, right? But then I was like, I really want to open a one-stop shop for people who like had a dream like myself, who can sing and play instruments and dance. So I want to open like a one-stop shop. I want to open like a warehouse and a chain of them, like in every major city, and I want to offer free studio time to artists who can't afford nice studios. And like for real, the condition like to use the studio would be like, yo, you gotta have AB honor, or like do good in school. Like,
So
and if you're not
the community,
right, like I wanna give back to people who I don't even want money like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about the money. It's about providing. Like, I want to supply the world with good music and good people. So I want to have a studio where like, yeah, there's going to be a dance studio in it, but I also want to give free studio time to kids and up and coming people who like help others. Like if you're in school, cool, you got to have AB on roll. If you're not in school, then you got to be doing like 20 hours of community service over a span of X time. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And shoot, you can use the studio for 12 hours here, boom, and record your single and record your EP and that. Like, I think that's more beneficial to the world than having like, oh, yo, pay me $100 an hour to use my studio.
So people can see you in the community a lot, I guess, right?
Yo, yeah, and honestly, like, and I got that idea. I mean, I've that idea evolved because of Pitbull. Pitbull has a charter school in Miami called Slam. I don't know if you got, and there's a movie coming out about it.
Yeah, I think I heard about it.
Yeah, and there's a movie coming out about it, and it's a charter school, and he has 400 students, and and it's amazing. Like, the dude gives scholarships to all 400 kids that go to this school, and like, and it's, it's music based. Like, obviously, like the kids, all of them wanted to be producers or singers or whatever. But you gotta be like a bomb ass kid, and like you gotta be, you gotta
be on point.
You gotta be on point to go there. And there's the waiting list to get in there is crazy. It's nuts. But I think that's amazing. Like, I think artists are so focused on making all this money and all this shit, but like, that's why we're in the world we are in right now with so much like hate and crime and terrorism and whatever, because there's not people really trying to bring help the youth that's coming up. The people who are like 5 and 6 years old now is who we should be focusing on. Exactly. And because 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, those are the people
stuff right now.
Those are those are the people.
That's what we need right now, man.
Dude,
more artists like you that'll go out to the community and help these
absolutely,
help
yo.
these kids and
absolutely.
be there, 'cause that's what they need, man. You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? They got all these devices and social media, but they need that.
Dude, social media, look,
mentor. Yeah.
I want to give my 2 cents. I know we got to wrap up soon, but I'm gonna give my 2 cents on social media real quick.
And your plugs also.
Yes. social media. This is how I feel about social
Bash
media.
it and then drop your.
As an artist, it's a must for me, because this is the world we live in now. So I have to be active on social media. It's a shame to me that a like is so much more valuable than like your character to some people, and it's a damn shame. Like, being in Miami, I've and this is not a knock to people in Miami, because that, there's a lot of, it's not just in Miami that this happens. But the other day I was in Miami at a studio real quick, and I was in the studio, and there's I'm not gonna say names, but there's a chick that walked in who's fairly well known, and we were recording a Cubaton record. I was helping write a Cubaton record, and there was this chick walks in, and she's like Instagram famous, by definition. She's Instagram famous. She got like 1 million followers or whatever. She walks in and she starts taking like video and selfies with everybody, whatever, and trying to say she was in the studio. She was just there. She just showed up. She wasn't even recording. And she, at the end of when we were done, she goes up to each person and was like, "Hey, let me get your Instagram handle so I can tag you." I swear to you not. Every person she walked up to, I had the most followers of everybody in the room, and I don't have that many. I have like 55,000 followers, but I'm verified. Okay, I'm verified on Instagram.
How do you feel about folks that buy their following and stuff?
I think that's bullshit. We'll get to that. Okay. But I'm verified on Instagram. Yeah. Okay, cool. Blue check mark is. I mean, look, people take that shit to heart, dog. I'm telling you, blue check mark, it carries.
Okay, so she went around.
Unfortunately, it's a damn check mark, but it carries so much weight for whatever reason. To me, it doesn't make any sense. So she goes tagging all these guys, and then she posts a picture, right? There was like 7 of us in the room. I'm the only one she tagged in the picture. And I was like, and when she posted it, and I was like, why am I the only one she tagged?
Because of your numbers.
And
it's that blue check mark.
Exactly. And she wasn't verified, actually. She had a shit ton more followers. She had like quadruple the amount of followers I have. She had like she had like 700, 800,000. She had almost 1 million. And I have 55,000. But I had the blue check mark. And to her, that mattered more.
What's a blue check mark?
Blue check mark just verifies that you're a public figure, or that you it's one of two things. It verifies that you're a public figure, but it also verifies like if you have imposter accounts, or if you have a lot, like there's a lot of, if you go on there's a lot of Jason Cerdas, it verifies I'm the real one.
It's your Instagram credit report.
Oh, okay.
You know,
It's your Carfax. It's your Carfax.
It's your FICO score.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy to me that people like that social media carries so much weight, yo. Like to me, it matters more what kind of person you are. If you're real, if you're fake, if you're genuine, whatever. I'd rather know that about you than how many freaking followers and likes you get and comments you get on a stupid ass picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's a must. I live in that world because I'm in the entertainment business, and I have to keep my fans entertained and whatever. And I appreciate my fans and all the love that they give me. But at the same time, I wish it wasn't so serious, if that makes any sense, Like I've been in conversations with people that I've been talking just like this, just like how we're doing right here at this table, just talking. And at the end of the conversation, they're like, oh, yeah, let me follow you on Instagram, whatever. And their tone changes from night to day when they see that I'm verified. And I'm like, dude, it's just a freaking blue check mark, dog. I'm the same cat that I was 15 minutes ago that I am right now.
Right.
So that's how I feel about social media, man. I mean, it's the world we live in.
Now, speaking of Instagram, what is your Instagram account?
Yeah, man. You can follow me and my blue check mark at J Cerda Music. That's my handle on everything. JCERDA Music. And yeah, I run on my. And the other thing, some people don't even run the social media account. That's the worst part. But I run mine. All right. You're talking to me when you run. So.
Are you on Carabook?
Carabook. I'm on Carabook as J Cerda Music. The book face. I call it the book face.
Fed book.
The book face. It's not official till it's on the book face. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow on Spotify, all that stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, like I tell you, like as an artist, I've sacrificed a lot. It's been 11 years that since my first single, like that I've released my first single, and I think that it's cool. Like I get you know what I get the most satisfaction? I get satisfaction out of two things. I get satisfaction out of when I'm like doing shows and I actually see people like singing the lyrics to the songs that I wrote, because that lets me know that they appreciate what I'm doing and the hard work. Because a lot of people don't know the hours, the man hours that go into putting on to a 3.5 minute song. Right. Like my engineer who's sitting at this table, shout out Carlos, but like
shout out Carlos.
Like the hours that this dude spends on one song is crazy. And when you got to do a whole album of it, it's insane. It's crazy. And so people don't realize that. So I think that it's important for people to know as fans and from behind the scenes how much work it goes into a show or a single or whatever, even this. Even putting together a podcast is work. Yeah. And the other thing I appreciate is when people I get messages, a lot of messages of people who are like, yo, like, it's cool seeing how far you've come, and like you inspire me to follow my dream. And you know what? It's crazy. I love it when their career path is something so freaking different than mine. Like I had a girl write me a message the other day, and she was like, yo, I'm trying to be a doctor, and I'm going through like medical school, and like I love seeing how far, like I followed you since like years ago, and now you're on Telemundo and you're on Univision, and I see you doing like all these shows on national television and shit. She's like, and it's helping me get through my medical school, and like that to me is dope. Right. Because that, to me, I'm just living my life. I'm just waking up every day and doing what I do. But to know that somebody, like by seeing something that I'm doing is inspiring them to push through, their hard days and their hard, that to me is so freaking cool. And I hope that I can inspire people to chase their dreams.
And you're busy too, right? Didn't you say you just came from a music video shoot?
Yeah, man. We shot a music video today. We was midnight right now, but we started shooting like at 2:30 in the afternoon today.
Okay.
So I came straight from the video shoot. Some new single is coming out. It's released in South America tomorrow. It's called Alarma. It's off the EP Una Historia de Pasión. It's gonna be all over the radio in South America tomorrow. So I'm excited. Tomorrow's a big day. I'm excited because I've had songs like play here and there in South America, but I've never had like heavy rotation in South America.
Okay.
And so like this song is gonna be my first one. That's gonna be like every 5 times, 6 times a day on the radio.
That's what's up. Bendiciones con las canciones.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So, I don't take anything for granted, man. Like I would be an asshole, excuse my French, but to say that I did it by myself. But it's I honestly have an amazing team behind me, like from my management all the way down or up. Sorry, all the way up to my videographers and my engineers and stuff. Everybody. Down to my family that supports, and I think that's I definitely wouldn't be able to do it without all of them. And I think people don't realize how much one artist, even like the biggest artist in the world, like Beyonce or whoever, Madonna or Michael Jackson, they don't realize the team that these people have behind them.
Right.
Nobody does it.
Publicists,
nobody does it by themselves.
Managers, assistants,
and it's a lot of it's a lot of in this industry. It's a lot of bullshit that you have to deal with. And it's those people that help you get through that bullshit. And I think it's cool that you guys are doing your thing here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you,
man. Thank you. I never really get to do interviews like this where I get to really like openly speak about how I feel about stuff. Like a lot of radio interviews I do are very like constructed, or like, who are you? What's the song? Where can we find you? And it's not very like open to like, who really are you, and where are your songs about, and how do you feel about this? So I love coming on things like this. Because people get to really see the other side of the pillow. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate it.
On the other side of Marvin's pillow is Tempo Slice.
He's the cool side of the pillow.
Who gets the wet spot?
I don't know. It's a debate every night.
Certified. What is certified?
Certified is my fan base, man. So my last name is Cerda. So Team Certified was something we started a few years ago, and like the whole team, whatever your name was, Team Bieber, Beliebers, all that, whatever. So Team Certified is the name of my fan base.
You got a fan club?
I do have a fan club, man. I do have a fan club, 30,000 strong of them. On my Facebook.
A lot of females, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I'll tell you this honestly. I checked my analytics the other day.
How could you guess, Taro?
Huh?
How could you guess?
How can I guess?
His neck. How could you guess?
What?
Oh, his fan base being all female.
I can tell by the music, by
shocking fact here. Actually, I was checking my analytics the other day, and I actually have more male fans than female fans.
What? That's
crazy.
Crazy.
I had, it was 50% were men on my analytics. And the 60% were, I'm tripping. 60% were men.
What?
And it was 40% women. Yeah.
30% of me was just liking everything over there.
It was crazy, yo. I didn't really, I was looking at my phone like I was crazy. I was like, what the
Marvin
hell?
got 550.
But you know what, man? And you know what, though? Like, I believe it, though, because a lot of times when I do shows, yeah, of course, there's going to be a lot of girls. Oh, let me take a picture. But a lot of guys, and not men who go that way. I was
gonna say Miami has a lot to do with it.
No, even here. I mean, I'm
13 to 1400 block of South Ocean Drive. That'll explain it.
Yeah, no, but even here, when I was doing shows in the DMV, man, like a lot of shows that I would go to, a lot of dudes, and I a lot of put together. It was because like, the dudes would be like, oh, I know, like I took a picture of Jason Cerda, and then the girls would be like, oh, you know Jason Cerda, and then that's like that, and so like a lot of dudes would like show me love, and they'd be like, oh, that's but a lot of my fan base is guys, and I mean I'm not complaining, it's cool, it's whatever, as long as they buy the music and they loving it and they feeling it, I don't care, as fan's a fan.
You got a crazy fan story?
That's what I was going to ask. Any crazy?
I do have
MILF story.
I don't have a crazy like off the wall fan story, but I do have a fan that has literally followed me around the country.
Stan.
Like I've done shows like I'm talking about in LA, Miami, DC, New York, and she's been to every show. Like, followed me around the country, and I was like, wow, you're dedicated.
So she's popping up. What, she's like saying every Motel 6 or something?
I don't know where she's staying. I don't know how she's funding this, but that's an expensive hobby.
Right.
That's an expensive ass hobby, yo. Like,
That's a fan, man.
Yep, and I'm sure it's not as crazy.
bars.
I'm sure it's not as crazy as like something like, you know, Justin Bieber would probably tell you or something like that, because I've seen like crazy stories for him. But I mean, to me, that's crazy that somebody would want to follow me around the country. I mean, I'm flattered.
As long as she doesn't turn
course,
to Kathy
course.
Bates from Misery, you're good, man.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it's cool. It's cool. The music industry. Look, the music industry. If I had kids, I would tell them to be a doctor. But at the same time, if my kid had a passion for it, I would support them, 100%, because, you know, my mom has done that from day one. My mom supported me, and
Shout out to the moms.
Yeah, shout out to my moms. But it's not an industry that's for the lighthearted. You know, you gotta have thick ass skin. I used to get so offended when people used to comment on my music videos and be like, "This shit sucks," or "Your song sucks," or "You sound like this, that person. You stop trying to be this and that person," whatever. And I had to come to a realization that, like, you can't please everybody. You know, for every person that hates your song, there's gonna be somebody that likes it.
Right.
You know, like, you can't please everybody. Like, there's geniuses in the music world, like geniuses from Michael Jackson to Madonna to whoever that have haters. You know, everybody is gonna have haters. Everybody's brave behind a keyboard, whatever. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm a firm believer, if you make good music and whatever, that's gonna prevail over the hate. Right. I just try to stay positive.
Yeah, and again, where is it that we can find you again?
Yeah, man. Follow on my social media is J Cerda Music. You know, @J Music. I say in all of my Latin interviews, but yeah, J Cerda Music, man. Una Historia de Pasión is available right now on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere digital. You know, you can download music. And Alarma will be the next single. Animal is the current single, which is doing really well. Actually, we just did a remix to it that I'm gonna release in the next week or two. But Alarma is the next single. It's gonna be in South America first. Okay. And then we're gonna bring it over to the States.
Any spot you hitting first over there?
Peru.
Okay.
Peru, Chile, and then hopefully Colombia right after.
Let me know when you go to Colombia and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll be out there in
but Peru is definitely it's gonna debut on the radio tomorrow in Peru in 27 radio stations. Okay. So I'm excited, and it's gonna be a good look, man.
Just don't do any boat tours.
Yeah, not with me.
Why not?
Well, we'll tell you off air. For the listeners, they know about episode 4, I think it is. Yeah, episode 4.
The boat
from Colombia with Love, wasn't it?
Colombia with Love
episode.
But yeah, man.
Dope. We want to thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
I hope we can have you come back. Oh, you got a last question?
One last question.
Go ahead.
Very important. Mangu or mofongo?
Damn, why? Do I have to answer? Can I plead the fifth on this?
Come on, baby.
Can I plead the fifth? All right, just because I. Damn.
Lo van a castigar.
I know. All right. If I had to pick, and this is because you can do more variations of it with this dish, I'm gonna go with mofongo.
I would have done the same.
Respect.
Just you can do more variation. You got mofongo de carne, mofongo de pollo, mofongo de marisco, mofongo de whatever.
Right. Variation.
But I appreciate a good mango. Don't get it twisted. I love my heritage, both sides, both ways. I represent them as much as I can. But I hate when people ask me, like, do you prefer your Dominican side more, or your Puerto Rican side more? Like,
see, instead of asking that, I asked it in the food.
Yeah, I appreciate you a little bit. I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that. At least, because people will be like, well, who has better looking women? And that, when you
or
can't,
the baseball World Series,
who has better beaches, or who has better this? I'm like, oh my god, like, no, don't. Because the thing is, like, Puerto Ricans, they're a lot more lax about it. Like, you could say, like, oh yeah, I like this Dominican, and they won't get like super butthurt about it. Because Puerto Ricans are very like confident in what they have to offer, like, as a culture. But Dominicans, dog, you say anything against that culture, and they will like hang you. So like, like when I toured there, I toured there 2 years ago, and I did 93 shows.
Shit.
In 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah. And
how many again?
93.
And how many?
In 3 weeks.
Damn.
27 days. Look,
I can't even calculate that.
21 days. 21 days.
Right.
And I had to really learn, like, because I was going there as a kid and stuff, but I had to really learn, like, who was, like, as far as music wise, I had to learn who was hot over there, and I had to learn, really, like, the culture and, like, everything, kind of, like, educate myself on what was popping over there. And every time I went, it was somewhere, every TV show. So, who you closer to? Who's better, Puerto Rican, Dominican? And my dumbass, I never did it again, but the first show,
oh shit,
I was like, well, my mom raised me, and she's Puerto Rican, so I'm close on the Puerto Rican side. And my dumbass got fried, dog, and I was like, bro, and I got heat for it. I got a lot of heat, like serious heat for it. Like, social media went off that day, and I was crazy, like, I'll never do it again. Yeah, and I was like, you know what, like, but that's just how, like, no disrespect to my Dominican people, because I'm Dominican, but like they super protective of.
No,
like,
I relate because I'm a mutt too and stuff. I'm a mutt and stuff. So I relate.
So like, but Puerto Ricans aren't, like, Puerto Ricans, like, we're proud and whatever. You're Puerto Rican, but they won't get butthurt if you were like, if I was Puerto Rican and Peruvian, they're not gonna be like, oh well, I like lomo saltado because whatever. They're not gonna get butthurt about it. But Dominicans, if you like. I'm sure whoever's Dominican listens to this joint, just because I said mofongo right now, they're about to cuss me out.
Shout out the Dominican listeners out
I'm probably going to get cussed out on my social media because I said mofongo and not mango, But like, that's how that, but it is what it is.
All right.
Yeah. Dope, yo. Again, Jason, we want to thank you for coming through to the MicroOnda Podcast.
Thank you for having
me. We hope to have you back as well. So come
anytime.
back. I know you got good relationship with the squad and whatnot.
Yeah.
We hope to see you soon. You got any last shout outs?
Shout out my moms.
Definitely gotta give a shout out for the food.
Yeah, shout out. And on a serious note, man, just shout out to my support system and my fans, man. Like, I always find it weird just to say, like, I got fans, because I feel like I'm a regular ass dude, from the DMV. Shout out Arlington, Virginia, 703. That's where I'm from.
All right.
But I think it's, it's humbling, and at the same time, it's cool. Like, I embrace it. I embrace the love, and hopefully we can come back here, sometime soon, and we can I can share groupie stories with y'all. Like, I can share some crazy fan story or something for you next time.
La puerta del microondas siempre están abiertas and stuff. So whenever you want to eat the food.
Are you Colombian?
Yeah.
I'm about to say you got that thing on. Say Medellin. Say
Medellin. Medallo. Metrallo, parce.
Yeah. Oye, parcero. One of my boys is he's gonna be on Narcos season 3.
Okay.
And he's playing one of the characters from the Cali Cartel.
I lived during that era and stuff.
Yeah, yo. So he's actually, sorry, I know that we're about to end this like 20 minutes ago, but he's playing like the son of the head of the Cali Cartel.
Okay.
But and during the season, he's gonna like take over. Like, his dad dies and he becomes like the main dude.
Right.
And so I was like, yo, but he's from Ecuador.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But he's playing Colombian. So I was like, yo, do like your Colombian accent. And this Bama goes, a Pablo Escobar se le respeta, hijo de la gran puta. Hijo, like, I was like, bro, you sound just like that dude. So, like, man, shout out to Narcos. Yeah. Shout out to Narcos, that's my show.
All right. Dope. So, we want to thank everybody out there for listening, all the new listeners, the loyal listeners. This is the MicroOnda Podcast. Find us on every social media. You could think of SoundCloud, Facebook. Give us some likes, drop some comentarios, share with your friends on Instagram as well. If you're an artist, you got music you want to send to us, microondapodcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, Cerda Mundo, here signing off with Johnny Quest, M.A. the engineer, Timbo Slice, Carlos engineer, the Luminary Music Group does our engineering. Shout out to Triple Dynamics for the visuals, Echeverry Designs doing the logos, and also Lit City Smoke Shop, where you can find all the best things to help you spark something up, from vapes, bongs, incense, water pipes, papers. Yo, ya tú sabes, yo, escucha the episode previous, yo, we out, yo, peace, paz, música, suerte. Cheers.
Peace.
nadie te viera. Son las 3 de la mañana. Hoy hacemos lo que quieras. El lenguaje de tu cuerpo dice que tú quieres calor. Tú y yo perdiendo todo el control. Vacilar la madrugada hasta el sol de la mañana. Tú y yo vamos a pasarla bien. Si la calle nos llama, ¿por qué aguantar las ganas? Porque el party hoy no se acaba hasta que suene
alarma.
Hasta que suene hasta que suene. No tienes que esconderlo si te sientes igual que yo. La música buena corre por las venas, tu cuerpo perdiendo el control. Esto no se acaba, mami, me gusta cómo bailas, rompiendo cintura con ganas, botando todo por la ventana. Cuando quieras, como quieras, quiero que rompas cadera. Sube lo que si llega la poli y el party lo seguimos afuera. Cuando quieras, como quieras, quiero que rompas cadera. Sube lo que si llega la poli y el party lo seguimos afuera. Vacilar la madrugada hasta el sol de la mañana. Tú y yo vamos a pasarla bien. Si la calle nos llama, ¿por qué aguantar las ganas? Porque el party hoy no se acaba hasta que suene
Alarma.
hasta que suene
Alarma.
hasta que suene. Te escapaste de tu casa sin que nadie te viera. Son las 3 de la mañana. Hoy hacemos lo que quieras. El lenguaje de tu cuerpo dice que tú quieres calor. Tú y yo perdiendo todo el control. Vacilar la madrugada hasta el sol de la mañana. Tú y yo vamos a pasarla bien. Si la calle nos llama, ¿por qué aguantar las ganas? Porque el party hoy no se acaba hasta que suene
Alarma.
hasta que suene
Alarma.